Can you hear me?
Matao. Yes, Matao? Yes, you sound great. The floor is yours.
Oh my God, look at that setup. Woo!
So this is live from Turin, quarantine area. Wait, I wanted to do a little musical intro. So if you don't mind, I think I have 20 minutes or something. So I just want to give a little feeling of what's the situation right here. Every town has its ups and downs. Sometimes the ups outnumber the downs. Not in Nottingham. I'm inclined to believe if we were so down, we'd up and leave. We'd up and fly if we had wings for flying. Can't you see the tears we're crying? Can there be some happiness for me? Not in Nottingham. Thank you, InterCon, for allowing us to do this beautiful session. So let me go.
Bravo.
Love this.
Just adding some. That's it. So we are live. Are you hearing me properly? It's a bit distorted. Maybe I'm going right. Okay.
No, you sound all clear.
Okay.
Please continue.
So we are live from Turin, quarantine area. We have the army in the streets asking you for proof of mobility. So you need to provide documents that allow your direction and what you do. So it's a sort of dystopian scenario that we are a bit facing. But I would like to jump to ETHTurin straight away because this is exactly what we are talking about today. So, can you see the slides?
The slides look good.
Okay, perfect. Thank you. So, ETHTurin was supposed to be a hackathon, the first Ethereum hackathon happening in Italy so far, and it was scheduled for the 24th, 26th of April next. Of course, we are put under security measures, so we are not giving in to coronavirus. Instead, we decided to join non-con, and of course, thanks to Peter for all the precious advices from InterCon and you guys. Also, we have the University of Turin and the Polytechnic University, of which logo is not actually so clear today. Anyway. What is ETHTurin about? ETHTurin is a virtual hackathon focusing on local impact and SDG goals. These SDG goals are the sustainability development goals that are announced by the UN almost 4 or 5 years ago. We believe that this whole thing about ETHTurin was basically started at ETH Berlin 2 last year, together with Fanny Lakubai from Radical Exchange. I guess she's in the room. And then we gather some more people from Radical Exchange and from Ethereum and from other circles of organizations. Basically, the whole idea was to try having a hackathon that had a bit of a narrower scope on the adoption on the virtuous adoption of the blockchain. That was because basically we remember that last year in August we had the Amazon forest on fire, and apart from tackling the fires in the Amazon, no hack was presented during ETH Berlin 2 with some sort of social outcome. So we thought it was the time to think about something like that. So this is a bit about what Turin is all about. Turin was the host city of the 2006 Olympic Games, Winter Olympic Games. So we are sporty people and we don't give up. It's the headquarters of the slow food movement. For some of you who know, Who don't know, Slow Food is an international movement that wants to give back the power to small local producers, so short delivery against the big food chain supply, and is also a very active tech hub. Turin, for those of you who don't know, is the birthplace of the MP3 technology. So this is what it's all about. Why local adoption? We've been talking, we talk about mass adoptions all the time. We think that maybe it is the case to start from a different angle, from a different quadrant somehow. This is a bit of an example of how clusters of priorities can be traced in Central Europe regarding the SDG goals. So, for example, we have this triangle of yellow cubes with green squares. These are Torino, Milano, and Stuttgart in Germany. These cities both share a top priority, which is the PM10 and PM2.5 pollution. So creating clusters of use cases could potentially trigger virtuous local circular economies into the use case itself. That's why we are focusing and fostering local adoption, because it creates clusters and identifies priority, which can be easier to manage and can be easier to plug into the local administration. Let's remember that regional and local administrations are way more flexible than centralized states. So it is true that the whole fight, of course, metaphorical fight between the crypto world and the fiat world is against public administrations, but it's also true that the regional and city public administrations are also fighting for decentralizations themselves. So this is a case for Turin, for example. So what will be featuring at ETHTurin? We have a few projects on that we would like to onboard the community on. One is CommonsHood. CommonsHood is a project by the Department of Computer Science of our university. And it's an attempt built on Ethereum mainnet. It's an attempt to tokenize the circular economy of our city. They have then applied the same models to project now starting in Athens and Paris. So they have an initial use case, which is oriented to low-income families. These families are given the opportunity to geocache some tokens in Turin against the volunteering work, like cleaning areas or doing social service, etc. And these tokens that they can collect are allowing them some tax refunds from the local administration. So those taxes that local administrations have power on, like the trash tax, etc. So we're not talking about centralized tax. Some other examples of implementation that can go on CommonsHood, for example, are this idea that we are carrying forward with the municipality, with the town, with the city of Turin. The idea is that basically Turin is a car-based urban system. Everybody knows Turin from Fiat, not the currency, Fiat, the automobile industry. This industry basically shaped the face of the city for 40 years, blocking the city from having a smart commuting system with trams, metros, etc. Now we have one line of metro, and we start having the first e-mobility systems like these e-scooters, etc. The problem is that we are not used to smart commuting. We are used to cars. So we are trying to adapt to these new systems. So for example, we have 9 different providers in Turin of these e-scooters, which don't share the same app. So we need definitely a common system, a shared system that can somehow incentivize a good code of conduct for the user, because also in the Italian street regulation, these scooters don't go either in the pedestrian or in the street legislation. They are some sort of hybrid subject in the regulations. So we need some sort of code of conduct for this. So the idea that the University of Turin and City of Turin is fostering is to create a shared system, possibly open source, that incentivize good behavior and rewards the user for their good adoption of the e-mobility. We will have also mentoring and panels by legal hackers, our group of legal hackers in Turin. This is because, as you all well know, Italy's public administration is very, very, very complicated. It's so complicated that somehow slows down the country at times in just making it smoother to achieve innovation, etc. But this is a very good test, because if you can make it through Italian public administrations, you can make it anywhere. So the whole idea is basically to try to troubleshoot, to hack through some token models that we have already in place by some local startups based on Ethereum that had to fork Ethereum in order to provide some 100% know your customer situations somehow. So the whole thing is about joining with legal hackers Torino in our panels to identify possible partnerships for the goals with the local public administrations that can require less compromise possible from them and from, of course, from the crypto community. Another project that's on the table regards urban farming and urban gardens. I hope you all know that this is it's a spontaneous movement that's some sort of anarchic movement that it's been disrupting most of abandoned areas. Some people can that Detroit, for example, had some sort of reputation cleanup, but in the last years, from city with one of the highest rates of crime to possibly the green capital of the US, thanks to the urban gardening revolution. So we also have many urban gardens in Turin. There's already like a network providing information for all. This is a project that has been awarded by local ethical banking institution and Re-Agritech contest. It's a project to basically connect all the urban gardens into a bounty system so that they can publish bounties based on different levels of skill, like digging or installing sensors or building greenhouses. So it can be different. It can also like identify different personas amongst the users. And they can basically start some sort of mass adoption of the local citizenship of the local citizens by allowing the citizens to spotly give sometimes to the urban farming scene. This is somehow what we've been pushing with all these examples, the idea that we are boosting decentralized finance, but there's also a smaller side to it, which can be called MyDeFi or micro decentralized finance. This is the idea to. This idea is basically relies on the concept of giving communities the ability to have and hold crypto value that they can stake to local centers of value production or production itself, like I said, can be urban farming, urban gardens. So community of users or consumers that can stake their value to the local node of the urban farming network, or simply other kind of user use cases. So the whole idea is about having communities staking value to their local cultural and production hubs. We would like you to register right now, if you haven't done it, on ETHTurin.com/hackers. You will be granted, and you will have your NFT from Mintbase. I guess that we are set up with Mintbase. Also, it's a sort of last news for it. We are, of course, going virtual, but it's been virtual hackathons a bit less incentivizing and appetizing. Sorry, my English is going rotten since I moved back to Italy. Anyway, we decided to run a lottery raffle. So all the NFT holders who will successfully submit their hacks during ETHTurin will enter our raffle that we will communicate the prize very, very, very soon. That's basically it for the moment. I would like to thank InterCon and NonCon, and of course the team, the organizing team, Fanny, Leon, Giovanni, Emiliano, for the work. Please subscribe, please register, and I think that's it. Yes.
Thank you so much, Mateo. Really appreciate your talk. Some great stuff, some great information, and awesome energy. If anyone has questions for Mateo, we have about 10 minutes before the next speaker comes on. Feel free to fire him up in the Jitsi channel here or on YouTube, and we'll get him fielded for you. You know what? If you feel like it, Mateo, you may continue playing the guitar because you're doing a lovely job.
Okay. Right. Okay, let's do one cover then. There's also a lot of, I mean, can you hear me? Yeah, you can.
Yeah, sounds great.
Your boy make a big nose playing in street, gonna be a big man someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, kicking your can all over the place. But you're a young man, hard man, shouting in street, gonna take on the world someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace, waving your banner all over the place. Body on an old man, poor man, pleading with your eyes, gonna get you some peace someday. You got mud on your face, you big disgrace. Somebody better put you back into your place. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. We will rock you. Shook out.
Have a nice one, everyone. Thanks a lot.
Bravo. Much appreciated. Thank you.